The official announcement from Netflix has sparked a wave of excitement, but also a lot of questions. While the platform did not reveal every detail, what they did confirm is enough to tell us that the story is far from over. Season 5 is not just happening. It is already being planned with a clear vision. And that means the creators are confident. The audience is still deeply invested in this world of romance, secrets, and power. What makes this announcement even more interesting is the timing. Instead of waiting too long after the previous season, the confirmation came in a way that keeps the momentum alive. This shows that the show is still one of the biggest hits for Netflix, and they are not ready to let it slow down. The success of past seasons has built a strong foundation, and now season 5 has the pressure to go even bigger. But here is where things get more intriguing. The announcement was not just about renewal. It also hinted at changes behind the scenes. While nothing was fully explained, fans quickly noticed that the tone of the message felt different. It did not just promise more romance, it hinted at deeper drama, stronger conflicts, and possibly a shift in storytelling. This could mean that season 5 will not follow the exact same formula. As before, another important detail is the stage of production. Even though filming may not have started yet, early development is already in progress. Scripts are likely being written, story arcs are being shaped, and decisions are being made about which characters will take the spotlight. This early stage is where the biggest creative choices happen, and it often decides whether a season feels fresh or repetitive. At the same time, the creators understand what fans love about Bridgerton. The mix of emotional love stories, hidden scandals, and beautiful settings is what made the show special in the first place. So while changes are coming, they cannot go too far away from what made the series successful. This balance between staying familiar and trying something new is what makes season 5 so exciting to think about. And then there is the question everyone is asking. Whose story will lead this season? The announcement did not give a direct answer, and that silence has only made fans more curious. Some believe the next sibling is obvious, while others think the show might surprise everyone by changing the order completely. If that happens, it would be one of the boldest moves the series has ever made. What is clear is that season 5 is not just another continuation. It feels like a turning point. The announcement may have been short, but the meaning behind it is huge. Something is shifting in the world of Bridgerton, and whether it is the story, the characters, or the tone, this next chapter is being set up to stand out in a completely new way. The direction of the story in season 5 is where things start to feel truly unpredictable, because for the first time, it is not completely clear which path Bridgerton will follow. In the earlier seasons, viewers could often guess whose story would come next by looking at the original book order. But now, that pattern feels less certain, and that opens the door for a much more surprising narrative. At the center of this discussion is the question of which Bridgerton sibling will lead the season. Each sibling has their own personality, their own struggles, and their own kind of love story waiting to be told. Some fans believe the story will move forward in a natural order, focusing on the next sibling in line, but others are starting to think the creators might change things again, just like they did before. To keep the audience guessing, this choice alone could completely change the tone of the season. If the story follows a more expected path, then viewers might see a romance that slowly builds with emotional depth and quiet tension. This kind of story focuses more on personal growth, hidden feelings, and the fear of taking risks in love. On the other hand, if the show decides to take a bold turn, the next season could bring a more dramatic and intense relationship filled with conflict, strong personalities, and unexpected decisions. Both directions have their own appeal, and both could work in very different ways. Another important part of the story direction is how closely it will follow the original books. The show has never been a perfect copy, and that is actually one of its strengths. It allows the writers to adjust the story for modern audiences, while still keeping the heart of the original idea. For Season 5, this balance will be even more important. If they stay too close to the books, some fans may find it predictable, but if they change too much, it could feel unfamiliar. Finding the right mix will decide how successful the season becomes. There is also the question of tone. Earlier seasons have focused heavily on romance, but there are signs that Season 5 might explore deeper emotional themes. This could include more focus on family pressure, personal identity, and the cost of living under constant social expectations. These elements have always been part of the story, but now they might take a bigger role, making the season feel more layered and meaningful. At the same time, the world of high society will continue to play a major role. The rules, the gossip, and the pressure to maintain reputation are what create many of the conflicts in the story. Season 5 is likely to push these elements even further, showing how quickly a single mistake or secret can change everything. This adds tension not just to the main romance, but to every character connected to it. One more interesting possibility is the idea of overlapping storylines. Instead of focusing on just one couple, the season might give more attention to multiple characters at the same time. This approach can make the story feel bigger and more connected, but it also requires careful writing to keep everything balanced. If done right, it could make Season 5 feel richer and more engaging than ever before. In the end, the story direction of Season 5 is full of possibilities, and that is exactly what makes it exciting. Nothing feels completely certain, and that sense of mystery is what keeps fans talking. Whether the show follows the expected path or takes a bold new direction, one thing is clear: the next chapter of Bridgerton is being shaped to surprise its audience in ways they are not fully prepared for. The focus on characters in Season 5 will likely be one of the most compelling parts of the story. Bridgerton has always thrived on the charm, tension, and complexity of its cast, and this next season will probably raise the stakes even higher. Returning characters are expected to bring continuity and depth, but the introduction of new faces could completely change the dynamics in ways fans have not yet imagined. Some of the Bridgerton siblings who have already had their stories told may take a step back, appearing less frequently, yet still influencing the events of the season. Their experiences, choices, and unresolved tensions can create a ripple effect that shapes the lives of the newer, central characters. Even small appearances from these familiar faces can spark nostalgia and remind viewers of the intricate social world they have invested in. Meanwhile, new characters will almost certainly bring fresh energy and conflict to the story. Rumors suggest that some new additions could challenge established norms within the Bridgerton universe, either through unexpected romances, secret agendas, or bold personalities that clash with the old guard. These characters are more than just romantic interests. They can introduce rivalries, alliances, and moral dilemmas that force both the old and new characters to evolve. This combination of returning and new faces could make Season 5 feel both familiar and refreshingly unpredictable at the same time. Relationships are another area where this season might take bold steps. The chemistry between characters both old and new has always been central to the show's appeal, and Season 5 could explore unexpected pairings or unconventional romances. Love triangles, hidden attractions, and social expectations could intertwine to create tension and keep viewers invested in each character's journey. Even characters who appear to have smaller roles may influence major plot developments, creating layers of intrigue and emotion that go beyond a single storyline. Character arcs are expected to become more nuanced as well. In previous seasons, viewers were drawn not just to the romance, but also to the personal growth of each character. This time, there may be a greater focus on internal struggles, identity, ambition, and moral choices. Characters who once seemed predictable may reveal hidden depths or take surprising actions, adding complexity to the narrative. This approach can make the story feel richer, giving viewers multiple points of connection and reasons to remain emotionally invested throughout the season. The social hierarchy and power dynamics of high society will continue to shape character interaction. As influence, reputation, and social standing have always dictated the way characters behave. But Season 5 could highlight the consequences of stepping out of line even more dramatically. Characters may face public scrutiny, scandals, or betrayals that force them to make difficult decisions. This not only drives tension in individual storylines, but also keeps the overarching narrative engaging and unpredictable. Additionally, the relationships between characters may be more intertwined than ever. Secrets from previous seasons